What is going on, beautiful people? And welcome to the first episode of the Kinetic Performance Podcast. My name is Calvin Trieu, and I am the host today. And this is an extension of my online and in-person fitness coaching business called Kinetic Performance and Nutrition. So keep it short, KPN, easier to remember that way. Dope. So this is episode 1. We're here. We're doing it. This is a video podcast, so you can listen to this on any of the streaming platforms that I will figure out later and disperse onto Spotify, podcasts, all that good stuff. So if you are tuning in through either on your computer, on your TV to listen and to watch as well, thank you. Or if you are in the car, driving, walking around, and you're listening just to the audio version, again, what's going on? Thank you for listening, and let's go right into it. So, episode 1 that I want to touch base on, and I feel like it's the most appropriate for this season, is because holiday season. We got Thanksgiving right around the corner, basically tomorrow, and then we got Christmas just a month away from now. So, with that, topic today is 5 ways that you can navigate the holiday season. So, I understand that when it comes to the holiday season, both Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're going home. We're going to be seeing our immediate family, extended family, and friends, and we're going to be around food a lot, since food is such a large component of family gatherings, get-togethers, holidays, celebrations. Food is such a large component of all this, and I have had difficulties navigating this, right? So someone like myself who, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there too as well that can feel like what I have felt is like I haven't always had the best relationship around food, and especially with me being on like my fitness journey, trying to improve like the way I look, the way I feel in my clothes, the way that I want to feel, my performance in the gym, my health, and just everything underneath that umbrella when it comes to our relationship with food and our relationship with ourselves. It's very murky water, and especially when it comes to being around the holiday season, stress level is cranked up by 9,000. Right? Depending on who you are and just navigating all this stuff, it's really hard because inside everyone's own minds, everyone's fighting their own battles. And when you're around family or extended family or friends and other people who like don't get what you're doing, and they'll make comments, and it's a really hard time. And the lessons I want to share today, the big 5 nuggets that I have learned, is that I wish I heard these things sooner, right? Like, I'm 26. I turned 27 in like a few weeks, and I'm still having to dissect, tear apart, and understand my own relationship with food, my own disordered eating patterns when it comes to food, and how I view myself with my body around food and in public settings with family, friends, and having to navigate all that stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot of mental calories that we're like expending, and a lot of energy, and like this tug of war of like, how do I do all these things? Or do people understand? Stuff like that. So basically what I'm trying to say is that these are 5 helpful nuggets that have helped me, and that I wish I heard these things sooner, and I want to share these lessons with you because I'm sure there's someone out there that may need to hear 1 or 2 of these lessons I've learned, and maybe once you hear it, you can help reassure somebody else and just help keep spreading the message, so then we all can just help each other and just make life and this whole season a little bit easier, even though it's a very beautiful season and we're able to see our family and friends, and it's such a gift, such a joy. But again, on the other side of the coin, it's an extremely stressful season for a lot of us. So, okay, enough of me ranting. Let's get right into it. So the first 5 Actually, I'm gonna run it back a little quick here. So I have my show notes here. So if you're watching, you can see my computer's up. So I want to break it up into two main categories. The first one is going to spend like a portion, and then the next one is going to be the main big 5 nuggets to try to help you through the process, so I can show you and walk you through all this. So the first portion is the category I want to talk about is the traveling process, because no matter if you are traveling by car, road tripping home, or you are flying. Navigating food around that process, depending on how far you are traveling, is still an obstacle and a challenge all on its own. And throw in food and all that, try to feed yourself, because we gotta eat. It's hard. And then the next category I'm jumping to is the main 5 nuggets of this talk. So the first one is the before process, the prep process, no matter during your traveling process, if you are road tripping or flight, right? So the way that I have always approached this, or whenever I tell my clients to approach this, is like, hey, preparation always begins the day before, right? The day or two before. So whatever you got to do, maybe get things that are easy for you for while you are traveling, right? Because the traveling process, it's always annoying. If you're flying, you're driving, you just want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible with as little resistance and being as literally, that's not really a word, try not to be annoyed of the whole process, right? And we just want the process to be done and easy and seamless as possible. So big thing for that is I like to pack like protein type snacks. So maybe a day or two before I go on a road trip or I'm flying, I'll get certain things like protein bars or jerkies, or I cook my eggs. And so then like the whole eggs, oh my gosh, I should look this up, but I can't think of what the word is called. I'm like blanking right now. But like, you boil the eggs. I think it's boiled eggs. Wow. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The eggs are already boiled and cooked and everything, and you can just throw it into like a baggie. And it's like 8 grams of protein right there that you can just slam down as if it's like a potato chip. And segueing to chips, if any of y'all have ever been to like Target or Hy-Vee, there's these things called like Quest protein chips, like these little baggies, and the chips are like 12 grams of protein. It's a little more expensive, but it's definitely a really tasty and good snack, and it's not like chalky or anything. It actually tastes like normal good chips. And so yeah, so basically packing protein packed snacks like these will help you during the road tripping process or the flight process, because protein, the macronutrient itself, is very satisfying, right? So like, you have different like hunger appetite signals, right? So basically, without getting too deep into the hormones type things, protein really suppresses your appetite, and so it helps keep you fuller longer. You can think of it that way. And if you are more health conscious, muscle conscious, things like that, it'll definitely help with the muscle as well. If you're like kind of under eating during that traveling process, since your priority is to get from point A to point B, make sure all your ducks are in line. Nutrition is not a top priority, but you want to make sure that you're getting enough protein at least. So that will be really helpful. So then you aren't super hungry during the process. So those are the type of snacks that I like to get, because A, you can throw them into your carry-on bag while you're flying, or you can have them easy, quick, grab and go while you're in the car driving. That way you don't feel like you have to stop at gas stations or stop at fast food joints on the way to point B and spend more money, stuff like that. Okay, and the next thing is like the day of, before you travel, try your best, depending on how early you got to travel, if you're a flight or drive, try to have a big breakfast. Again, a big protein heavy breakfast. It could be more fibery veggies and stuff. The fiber will help keep you fuller longer as well. Just having a big breakfast in general is the main takeaway idea here. And that way you aren't hungry later. Because if you just go right into the day without eating, you're going to get super hungry at some point. And then those protein snacks, the snacks that you're bringing with you, is not going to cut it. And then you're going to have to, you're at the airport, some layover, and you're going to have to buy some extremely overpriced $15 soggy grilled cheese turkey sandwich or something that just looks awful and you have to eat that, but it's like the size of like this tiny little thing and you're not even satisfied and you're just pissed off because you just paid for this thing and you're like, wow, I gotta buy more food. It's a whole thing. So having a giant breakfast beforehand as much as you can, or whatever big breakfast it is to you, that would be super helpful. And then you can have your snacks along the way during the traveling process, and then you can get to your destination and then get a full meal there. So those are just a few helpful nuggets when it comes to the traveling process. And also drink your water. That's another thing. And then you can also pack sandwiches as well, so then you can eat that on the flights or in the car. So helpful things. Okay, so now since we got the traveling portion out of the way, say you got to your destination, it is now Thanksgiving, you are at your event, it is Christmas, whatever the thing is, and now here are 5 nuggets that has helped me well and that I want you to be mindful of and be intentional with as you're navigating everything. So the first one is comments around... Don't make comments about people's bodies or food choices and things like that. So what I mean by that is if you see someone and you haven't seen them in a while and you want to make a comment and being like, wow, you look skinny, or what, like, wow, you look so good. What are you eating to look this way and stuff like that? And like maybe the way that you're saying that, there's no harm. Like you're not coming from a bad place trying to say that, but you don't know what this receiving end is. Like you don't know how they are receiving it or perceiving the words that you are saying, and it could be really not good, right? So just all in all, try not to make any comments around the way someone is eating, the food choices, or just the way their body looks. Like let's just put that out of the way, because everyone, like, from my experience of my 26 years on this earth, everyone is dealing with some type of issue with their body or relationship with their body or their relationship with their food in some capacity. Everyone is struggling and battling with those things to some degree. I feel like everyone feels that to some degree. And so if we can just not make those comments around this holiday season, it would be really good for a lot of people's mental health and just help people not feel so attacked or triggering of trauma or just any of those type of things. So then everyone can just feel good and special and welcomed, and we can just go through a holiday season where drama's not that high. Just try to approach it a little better that way. So point is, number 1 is try not to make any comments around someone's food choices or about the way someone's body looks. Or if it's like this, hey, you know a person in a family member or a friend, you just know someone that makes these comments, maybe beforehand, not in front of everyone else. You can have like a one-on-one talk with them, be like, hey, I know you are coming from a good place and you don't mean anything by it, but please don't make a comment about the food I'm eating or the way I look in front of everyone, because that's going to be triggering and that's going to cause a scene and I'm going to feel not great. And then that's going to make me want to crawl into a hole and be very reserved when I don't want to be, and I don't want to feel all that extra pressure and that stress. So you can have those one-on-one conversations, because that will help open the air. So then this type of thing doesn't happen again. That way, just in case, you don't have to feel like you have to avoid seeing that person because you're afraid of things else they're saying. So that's just one tip with that. So the second one is nothing is off limits, right? So don't feel like you have to approach Thanksgiving or Christmas meals with restriction. Don't restrict yourself. Don't place food into good or bad categories of this is healthy, this is not healthy. Oh, I can't have this dessert that my grandma makes because it's too many calories and I'm going to feel very fat or something like that, right? Just don't restrict yourself. Go in it and just enjoy all the food. Now, there's a difference between of like you enjoying everything to a degree to where you are satisfied compared to I'm just going to eat everything in sight until I feel awful. Those are two very different approaches, right? So the way that I like to approach this is like, hey, nothing on the table is off limits. I want to make sure that I have a good relationship with how I view all these foods and with my body, and understanding that today is just one day, right? The food I'm eating today, obviously, it's volume. It's mass, if I want to get into the science details of it. Me drinking more water, more liquids today, me consuming more weight in food than normal that has more sodium or whatever, obviously I'm going to weigh more tomorrow. And I'm going to be okay with that because I understand that it is not fat. It's literally just the food that I'm consuming. It will come in and it will come right back out. It has nothing to do with, it's not going to knock me off course. It's not going to say that anything I did up to this point was worthless. I'm not going to attach myself to these things. I'm just going to eat the food that looks good to me, enjoy it, and go from there. I'm not going to eat certain things because I feel like someone is watching me and I need to eat it for their validation to know that like, hey, I'm eating this. I'm a normal person. I like candy too. Like, no, if you don't want to eat something, don't eat something. If you like to eat something, eat it. But just satisfy yourself with each piece, and then you'll be all right, right? So nothing is off limits. But if you want to be more health conscious a little bit because you are trying to build muscle, you are trying to make sure you hit your protein and your water and things like that, but still like have a good harmony between everything. I don't like the word balance too much because nothing's really ever balanced. It's just shifting. It's like a dance. It's just like finding harmony in between the chaos. So it's like, hey, if you want to lean more on the protein heavy meal, so like you have your plate in front of you and things that are more protein heavy can make up a bulk of your plate if you choose to, and then you can have like the green bean casserole because I got green beans and I love green beans. I love that stuff. My favorite dish. But yeah, some of that like fibrous veggie right there, and then you can have some of the dessert stuff, this more sweeter things, and things like that. So you can do that. And a tip to help maybe not feel like you are going to overconsume anything is like chew slowly and mindfully. That way you're not just, it's not like you're at basic training where you have maybe 10 minutes to eat, 5 minutes to eat before someone comes and tells you, hey, you got to get up and leave. No, you can take your time and just eat it, enjoy the whole experience, right? Like the food's good. Enjoy it. Come back for seconds. And then try something different, but just enjoy it and then see how your body feels. Don't feel like you have to eat until you like explode. Like just get comfortable, get there. So the next thing is number 3 is don't feel like you're obligated to burn off all that food the next day. And one thing I really dislike of seeing this, and it's just not a good approach, is many people feel like, hey, I just ate all this food. It is all bad. Now tomorrow I need to earn it. You don't got to earn shit. Fuck that. No, the next day, just enjoy yourself. Just go back to the normal, program, like the normal routine of things. Like you're not off track. It's not a cheat meal it's like, no, stop that. The next day, just treat it as like a normal day. You don't have to burn off all those calories. It's not like a punishment. You don't have to, no. None of that. You enjoy the celebration of the holiday, the gathering, the food, everything. You shared memories, you shared food. And the next day, it's just the next day. Don't feel obligated that you have to go run 2 hours to burn all those calories off or anything like that. No, just don't do that. Don't feel obligated to do that. Okay. All right. So moving on to number 4. So do not track your calories. Do not track your macros. Now, there are outliers, say like if you are in a competition prep, like if you are in bodybuilding, bikini prep, and you are in some type of restriction going the holidays. Honestly, that would be horrible, and I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but that is an outlier here. That's you guys' own separate category that I can touch base at another time. But yeah, This is for everyone else. So don't feel like you have to track calories or anything like that. Because I saw online of people being like, okay, maybe let's reduce our calories by 5 or 10% the Monday to Wednesday leading up to Thanksgiving on Thursday. That way your calories fluctuate through. Yes, you can do that. That's your choice if you want to distribute your calories around that. But that just adds so much extra mental work. And it's a few days, right? Unless you are going to go compete like within a week or two on some type of a weight class sport or step on the stage, it's not that deep. Appreciate the moment, appreciate everything, and just go into it not thinking too hard. Don't make this more stressful than it already is, because I'm sure there are more. Like, you can place your stress on a lot of other things when it comes to work, certain family members, friends, drama, things that you're trying to navigating. Those things require way more energy than just like your food. Just enjoy the food, because if you don't like nobody at the gathering except like 2 people out of like 10, you can just sit there and enjoy the food and like be a happy camper. And like, so don't ruin the food for yourself. That's like the best part, because it's an easy out to like not talk to people if like you really need to not talk to somebody, or just like, hey, I'm here, I made my appearance, I'm going to eat and then dip. So enjoy the food, because it's a constant and everything, and it should always be, well, appreciated, and it's fun to eat. So yeah. But what I'm trying to get back to is, don't feel like you have to track your calories, your macros, things like that, because it's going to be next to impossible to be able to do that then. And yeah, don't do that to yourself. Don't torture yourself like that. Just have fun. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the moment. And get back to your normal tracking of your proteins, your calories, stuff like that the next day. Okay. And the last main nugget is enjoy the people, enjoy the moment. And I've said this already throughout this whole episode. And the main two message behind that is just be mindful and intentional, right? Just be intentional on how you are approaching everything. Be mindful with yourself of like how you view yourself, your relationship with your food, with your body, and just come from a good place. Don't whenever you eat something, you take a bite of something sweet that's more calories, don't immediately think, I'm going to get fat. I am a progress. I lack willpower. I am going to go take 3 steps back. Don't pull yourself that deep. It's not that deep. It's 1 day, 2 days. You're going to be okay. Don't put yourself into that mindset. So these are the main 5 nuggets, and this is going to end episode 1. Wow. Okay, so I hope I didn't speak too fast for everyone. I hope that made sense. I hope this was helpful to you. This is episode 1, and I promise I am going to improve my speaking skills. I am going to improve in this as I deliver, and there will be more episodes to come with solo episodes of me interviewing other people, just trying to extract lessons from other people when it comes to nutrition, their fitness, mindset, all these good things, and then try to share those lessons with you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, no matter where you are tuning in. If you are watching the podcast and listening at the same time, or just listening in the car when you're walking, traveling, anything like that, thank you so much for tuning in and giving me your time and attention. This means so much to me. You have no idea how much this means to me. This is so scary for me to do, and I am extremely vulnerable up here. And just thank you so much. I really hope any of the nuggets that I have shared with you finds you well, helps you, or that you know that someone that you know may benefit from this. Please share this with them, and please, on whatever platform you're listening to, please like, share, comment, leave a review. This will help the channel grow, and this will help me know where I can improve, so that I can continue to deliver better quality video messages for you guys and all of that good stuff. So Thank you for hanging with me. Hope you have a fantastic holiday season. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to message me. I would be more than happy to help you. And yeah, that's a wrap to episode 1. Woo!